Good morning and welcome to this weekend's Brunch Club, where we toast to all the amazing, diversely faceted women out there, filling your cup with inspiration and encouragement as our guests share their personal stories, experiences with careers, family, parenting, equality, mentoring, and advice. The Brunch Club is where we raise a glass and champion female talent and leadership everywhere, and where sparkling is always encouraged. Now, here is your host, Rachel Swoboda.
Hi, I am Rachel Swoboda, and welcome to this episode of the Brunch Club. We are at Christina Wiebe's studio in Laguna Beach, and I got to tell you, before I tell you who we're going to talk to today, I want to just tell everybody that Christina Wiebe is one of the most amazing photographers. She specializes in taking portraits that make you look the best you've ever looked. And if you haven't met her yet, if you haven't shot with her yet, it's going to change your life, and you definitely need to meet her and check it out. Okay, so now that I've got my shout out in, I am really excited to let you guys meet, if you don't know her already, the amazing, fabulous, spectacular woman that is Dr. Deena Brown. Yay! Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Like I said, I get really excited, and you'll probably see and hear my excitement throughout because I absolutely love Rachel. And so it's probably going to be on like level 15, this whole talk, because that's kind of how we do. Okay. And she's right. Christina Wiebe is phenomenal, and I can't wait to come back and do my own new branded photo shoot. So you definitely want to come and check it out.
Yeah. All right. So I think I can't decide where to start. You tell me. We're either going to start with a present, or we're going to start with a funny anecdotal story about when we first met. You pick. Which one?
The funny anecdotal story.
Okay. All right. So we met, and you were doing LA Talk Radio.
Yes.
Are you still doing it?
No, I'm doing Walking Through Glass, the podcast. So it's another podcast and soon to be video series that's coming up. So yes.
Okay, we're going to go back to that.
Yeah, we'll go back to that.
But all right. So last year you were doing the LA Talk Radio, and you asked me to come on your show. Absolutely. And okay, when I first met you and met your online persona and heard you speak, I was a little intimidated because I was like, oh my God, this woman is amazing. And she invited me to come on her radio show. Oh my God. And I'm kind of like, I'm a girl fan. I'm like, oh my God, this is really exciting. So I'm all set to go. And I've got my ex-husband to watch the kids. It's on Sunday, right?
Right. It's on Sunday.
Okay.
It's on Sunday.
And I come down with the worst flu ever. And I was so mad. And you were so generous and kind to me. And you were like, that's okay. Don't worry. I still like you. It's okay.
She was, and she's downplaying that. Let me interject at this moment. So I'm just checking on her, and she's like, I'm sick. She's sending me photos of her in the hospital. I'm like, are you okay? In the hospital.
I was really down.
She was really down. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you okay? Do you need me to make you soup? And she's like, huh? I'm so sad. I'm like, no. Are you okay? And so it started this amazing love affair that I said, my first commitment is to make sure that you're good. And that's just how I am with all women and all people. How are you doing? Are you good? And then we can move from there.
And honestly, that was I was like, oh, now we're going to be friends. Oh, she's so nice. She's accomplished. And she's nice. Wow. Oh my God. She's magical. So thank you for just being so graceful with that. And then I went on your show twice, and it was really fun.
It was really fun.
It was great.
She was off in everything because I do unscripted shows, and it was get comfortable. And so she's like, okay, kick those shoes off. We're in the studio. She's sitting, crisscross applesauce, and we just had the best conversation, and to talk about, really the things that as women, as sister friends, that we should be talking about.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, now I think that's actually a perfect transition into celebration.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we got you. I don't normally do this, but I got you a present. So we're going to do presents. Okay.
And
while you open presents, it is the brunch club, right? It's bubbly.
You see, I'm not used to presents. I'm stuck on going, how do I open this box and not mess up?
I'm going to try really hard to open this gently.
Oh my. Okay. Do you not see the fabulosity that is this glass? And it's getting ready to get more fantastic because there's Prosecco!
There is. I feel We work hard.
Yes.
And when we get this time to be together
well.
and have girl time together, I mean, you know, we might as well celebrate it.
Yeah, well, next time we'll tell you about our brunch at Montage
God.
we had champagne.
we won't talk about that. But I do want.
Okay, I had to just make sure it was okay.
It's so good.
This is phenomenal. Okay.
But I want to cheers because you have a new book coming out.
Yes, I do.
Because you're doing the Walking Through Glass and leadership movement. Please,
yes.
like, take us on the journey. I'm in for the ride here. I've got a beverage. I'm good.
She's got a beverage and she's good. And like Rachel said, is that I founded in 2017 the Lead Her Shift movement to really begin to shift the way we think about ourselves as women and how we develop and respond as leaders. And what I mean by that is that we get so caught up in being a mom, a girlfriend, a wife, a friend, that we don't really get to know who we are. We get lost in that. And if any of those pieces get shifted or moved out of the way, then we seem to flounder around. And it just seems like we keep plodding through life and we just don't really find a sense of self. So hence, what I did was say, you know what am I going through? What should I be thinking about? What should I be answering? Who should I be connecting with? And if I'm experiencing this, could it be possible and plausible that other women as well? And so hence the Lead Her Shift movement was founded in writing and working. And so what led to Walking Through Glass was really the guide and the storytelling, because I can and I am excited that I have accomplished some things in life. But my greatest achievement is being Xavier's mom. And so although I really know who I am, but being a mom, he really taught me how to be a great leader. And I didn't always make the best decisions, but I made the right decisions for me at that time. And I'm okay with that. But often as women, we make a mistake or we do something and people don't agree. And then we start beating ourselves up about it. And I thought, wow, here I am. I have a Ph.D. in educational leadership. I was a school principal for approximately, about 10 years. I worked for the Department of Defense. I had a 2012 blue ribbon, all of these things. But yet I felt at different times that I was so alone and I was so unaccomplished. And I realized that was all in your head. A lot of it is in our head. And so I thought, walking through glass, how many of us reach those corner offices? We have these businesses. We are doing great in entrepreneurship. But when we get home at night, then we're crying in our sleeps and we're sitting there beating ourselves up. We're finishing a bottle of wine and we're crying in the shower, which we found is the best place to cry. Another conversation.
That you can find that on
the episode.
On the radio show.
So we're the best places to cry. And so I was driving one day and I was working on the book, and it was like I pulled over and I'm in tears and I said, it's walking through the glass. When you break through the glass ceiling and you've got that space, it's the little shards of glass, fear, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem,
self-doubt,
all of that is what cuts you. And hence Walking Through Glass, the book, was born, and hence the accompanying podcast, Walking Through Glass, the podcast.
Okay, and for everyone, tell them how old is Xavier now?
Xavier is 17 and he is amazing. And we officially decided to drop baby from Pumpkin. I said, I'm probably going to call you Pumpkin like for forever, but I can go ahead and agree to stop calling you baby Pumpkin, because he is 6'2" and 260 pounds and he's a defensive tackle.
Yes. So baby didn't quite go.
Yes, but I told him, when I look at you,
he'll always be your baby.
He will always be me. And I see he's a walking manifestation of my heart. And I thought, you help me be the best version of me. So I don't want to take away the fact that I'm a mom. I love that. I want to embrace that. But I need to do so in a way that I don't lose who I am.
Okay. And I think that you're doing that. I mean, like right now, even I was seeing on like your social media, and like he's a part of it.
Yes.
You are absolutely not keeping them separate. Like he is like strongly seen throughout all of the work that you're doing.
He is. And
he was at your photo shoot last time.
He
too.
was.
Yes.
He did. He came to my photo shoot. And if you've seen the pictures of me standing on the ledge of a building top in Los Angeles downtown, he was actually like holding my arm in the background so we could get this shot. Because the photographers, they're all like, you're getting on the ledge? I said, baby, that's the only way to get the real thing and be authentic.
Oh, I love
it.
And
so it was great. But he is. And I guess through the pain of like divorce and transition and all of that, you kind of want to start to bundle who you are in a little box and you want to hide it away, but you don't really heal when you do that. But as women, we're notorious for doing that because we have to have the right face for everybody. We have to be there for everybody, and that we ignore who we are at the essence. So what I decided, even like I said, mostly in 2018, that you know what, this is me. This is about embracing the journey. He's a huge part of that journey. And so he's a huge part of where I'm at, and I'll be an empty nester.
Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. So. Okay, you've touched on so many things that I want to circle back to that I know we could take a deep dive on a few of these. But so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to pick a couple of these to deep dive on. And I promise you are going to learn from this lady every step of the way. So we'll be right back. Thanks. And we're back. So as we dive back in with Dr. Deena Brown, I gotta say, like every time that we get together, it feeds my soul. It really, really does. Like you just have a generous spirit that you are, sharing with all of us. And in the book, in the podcast. Oh, wait. First, let's talk about the podcast.
Yes.
Because it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Okay. So how do people find the podcast? How do they listen, learn, or, potentially apply to even get on?
Oh, yes, because we always take authentic stories, especially women's stories. So Walking Through Glass, the podcast, is available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Music Play. And simply, if you look for Walking Through Glass podcast, you will find it on that. And Monday through Friday, I bring you your daily dose of vitamin Dr. D, which is medicine for your mindset. And so that comes. And then on Sundays, I do something really unique and kind of like what we're doing here. I have conscious conversations. And what I do is the guests that come on, if you're interested in being a guest, then please info at Dr. Deena Speaks, DrDeenaSpeaks.com. And I'd love to invite you, if you have a great story, you have a mission, because you have something to say to help other women transform their lives, I'd love to have you come on and we can talk about those conscious conversations, meaning how am I going to help you live the best version of you?
Yeah. So if we're going to dive deep into something here, when you were talking about those things that hold women back, I mean, men too, but mostly women.
Yes.
Okay, that crisis of confidence, fear of failure, all of those insecurities. And you are a very highly decorated, accomplished woman. I would never have thought that those words would have ever come out of your mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, which is why I'm doing what I do now. And I have that opportunity to use my voice to tell people, they look at you, they think that it's all together. And I said, let's stop lying to each other. How am I going to do what I'm called to do, which is inspire, empower, and transform lives? And the only way I can do that is to share that part of me so you can see I'm vulnerable, I'm human. And that's why, again, when you follow me on social media, at Dr. Deena Speaks on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, you'll see, you'll begin to see that I had to show all the parts of me, which includes Xavier. But that negative self-talk, that inner voice, that bully, that bully gets a hold of you.
She's a real bitch.
Oh, she's a bitch.
She is.
But it's real. So you have to have three things, is what I call, that's the C3 blueprint. You have to have clarity, you have to have consciousness, and you have to have consistency.
Clarity, confidence, and consistency.
Yes. And you can intertwine confidence with consciousness in the sense of awareness.
Tell me about clarity. Let's start with that.
Yes.
What clarity of what?
Clarity of who you are, what are you doing right now, why do you want to be here, and you need to spend some alone time to get to that point. who are you because of who you are as opposed to what someone else told you that you should be doing.
Okay, so clarity. Okay, so some self-awareness.
A lot of self-awareness about what you are called to do. And people say, oh, you can come do anything you want. That is a lie. You are called to do something.
That is a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle because people go, I can't win, I'm failing, blah, blah, blah. Well, because you weren't called to do that.
Yeah.
But someone said I can do everything I want. Okay, let me fly your plane and see what happens. Okay? Because I want to fly planes? You're going to let me go? No. So what people, they hear those platitudes.
Yeah.
And they have to realize that you are called to do something, not just anything. So that's what the clarity piece is. And getting clear on what that is. And sometimes to do that, you have to have some quiet time.
Yes.
And what I call the shift factor.
Okay, so that would be step one in the process. Okay, then what was the second C?
Is you use confidence, but I also use consciousness in that.
Okay.
And consciousness is a sense of awareness. And it's a little bit different than clarity because awareness encompasses everything even around you. Of being aware when you're off track, aware that you're not aligned, aware that something's just not quite right, and you're willing to deal with it.
Okay.
And make the unconscious conscious so that you can begin to remediate that and make some shifts and make some changes in your life.
So that's being able to, just to give an example, like either, some people, like they'll offer you opportunities and you just like say yes to everything because you're told I can have it all, I can do it all. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, to be like a little disciplined, to be like, that one is not, it doesn't align. Thank you, but no thank you.
Absolutely.
This one's better for me.
Absolutely. Okay. So, and it starts with the first part of the clarity, going, no, this is who I am, this is what I want.
Yes.
And the consciousness and confidence is like, no, you get a no, you get a no, you get a no, because I'm saying yes to me, because this is what works for me. Right?
And it leaves the freedom and flexibility to say yes to the right things.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then the step 3 is consistency.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love consistency. It's so hard to do.
Absolutely.
Whether it's social media or ongoing PR efforts, but telling a consistent message is something I tell my clients all the time, and they, have to really be committed to that.
But they couldn't do that if they weren't clear.
Absolutely.
If they weren't conscious. So that's why I said, if you take those 3 and you remove one of them, something's not going to be right. But if you put all those 3 things together, you'll see that everything is okay. In any aspect of your life.
Yes.
Yes.
So how did you get so clear? How did you make it that it makes perfect sense? Yes.
I tell people I'm a nerd. I'm just a fabulous one. But, but really, I lived it. I lived it. And because I'm highly reflective and that I realize that you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. You get to those places and you're like, what am I going to do? And because I'm concrete abstract, I think big and out the box, but I'm very strategic.
Yes, you are.
And so what I did is, okay, I need a system.
Okay.
And what's the first part of my system? And with that, it was the shift factor. And the S is to self-check. And the H is then to be humble, so that you realize that I probably need some help, I need some support, whether it's in business or in life, and humble myself that I don't have all the answers, but I can get them and I can feel vulnerable and empowered enough to go do that. And the I is to be intentional. So now I can intentionally align myself, choices, networking. I used to network out the roof because I liked it. I liked people, and people invited me because I brought a lot of energy. But you know what would happen? I spent so much time networking that I didn't have time to work on my business. Yeah. And so I wasn't really intentional, with that. So I had to do that. But again, with that process of what exactly did I actually need? And that allowed me to focus. So once I got intentional, I can focus on, here's the one thing that's going to lead to the next one thing, which is going to lead to the next one thing, and which allows me to do the T is take action. And I call that a shift factor. So for me, I started to sit down with myself and I treated myself like a client.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. Wow. I did. I said, okay, you're all over the place. And I literally went through the steps and I started to record it because people like you would say, how are you doing this? And I said, wait, what am I doing? And I then began to write it down, and then I began to share that with my clients.
These are good tips and a good process for an individual to follow, but also for a company to follow. And it's interesting because we're living in this time where actually individuals are starting to treat themselves like brands and companies.
Absolutely.
So you've got this crossover happening, and I think what you it's so beautifully put together and architected, actually works for both.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
It absolutely does. It's universal. It's actually using universal laws, to be honest with you, to do that. So whether you say, okay, the law of awareness and all of the other things, law of attraction and if you call it spirit, whatever it is, if you ground it in biblical fact, all of it is the same when you boil it down to really having a sense of awareness and mindfulness about who you are and what you're called to do. So with all of that in mind, I know that people can hire you and work with you. Yes.
And one of our guests
Yes.
recently hired you. I don't want to say which one,
Yes.
but she recently hired you to come in and
Yes.
talk with her entire company,
Yes.
right? And do some of this hands-on work with them.
Absolutely.
How did that go? And how did
fantastic.
how do people know? But first of all, like that. They should call you. Like, what's happening in their organization or with themselves where they're like, oh yeah, like now's the time I should call her.
If there's a disconnect and a misconnect, and so really what I do is I actually help individuals and teams be able to lead with impact and be able to communicate with influence and connect strategically. So what it's saying, how are you firing on all the cylinders that you need, whether personally or professionally. So if you have a team and it just seems like they're not gelling, you're not meeting your performance, targets, people aren't communicating, you have a toxic culture, the climate is through the toilet, and you have 1s and 2s on, Glassdoor and Monster, and people are leaving your organization in droves, and you can't seem to hire or keep somebody if your life depended on it, then you need to call me, and we're gonna work on that. And if you are, again, one of those dynamic individuals that are sitting there saying to yourself, I just don't I'm in the midst of, but I don't quite get it. And we need to work that out to bring that sense of clarity, consciousness, and consistency so you can get it, so that you can lead, whether your life or, again, your team. Then, again, you definitely want to call me.
Okay. I'm going to call you all the time. So I have to stop us because we're running out of time.
Yes.
But I want everyone to start, tuning into the podcast with Dr. Deena. The book is available, I think, pre-order on Amazon.
The new book, Walking Through Glass, the 28-Day Mindset Cleanse, is available on Amazon right now for pre-sale. And I actually have a mindset challenge, which starts on September 28th. And you can register for that. And it's 28 days. And at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, what drops into your inbox is a video that takes you with your action steps. It's called a SOAP cleanse. It's scripture, observation, affirmation, and practice.
I should be taking notes.
Yes.
This is really good. Okay. I will go back and rewatch this so I can write it down. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So you have a lot going on. And then, again, just one last time so they can follow you. Social media.
Yes.
Email. One more time.
I made it really simple, cleaned it all up, and inspired by Rachel, making sure my branding's all tight. It's at Dr. Deena Speaks, the @ sign, DRDEENASPEAKS, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, all across Dr. Deena Speaks.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
this was wonderful. Thank you.
Mwah.
All right.
Always.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club. It's been our pleasure to share this time with you. We look forward to bringing you more sparkling inspiration next weekend. If you have feedback, topics, or want to nominate someone to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us at rachel@sundaybrunchagency.com. Cheers!
Hello everyone, my name is Christina Webby. Welcome to my studio. I have created a system for my photo shoots to help you get the best outcome from each experience. The first step is the booking and the consultation, then the preparation steps, then the photo shoot itself, and lastly, we have the reveal and order session. First thing is the consultation, which is one of the pillars for the photo shoot. We'll go over all of the steps needed to accomplish the look that you're going for. We'll discuss the theme and the wardrobe. We'll cover all of that in person if possible, and I'll help you plan your photo shoot and prepare to reveal yourself and look your best for the camera. After the consultation, I'll hand you my welcome guide. This guide is very important to prepare you for the experience. It contains a wardrobe guide, a beauty guide, a product guide, also a written section on what to expect. When you're prepared, you'll feel confident. And that confidence comes from within. But it's a process I can help with. The professional hairstylists and makeup artists at the studio are really good at making you look your best version of yourself. 10 days after the photo shoot, you'll come back to the studio for your reveal session. This session is when you see your printed and matted photos on the wall for the first time. This session is where you decide which photos you love and you want to take home. Feeling confident and beautiful isn't something that pops up in front of the camera. The consultation and the preparation, the wardrobe session and the beauty guide, and everything you do prepares you for the experience. This photo shoot will help you own your femininity because it's a very personal experience and it teaches you about yourself. Photo shoots are very important because it reminds you of how beautiful you are. Your beauty is not in your lips or in your arms, it's in the way you look at people. It's in the way you reveal yourself and allow yourself to be viewed and seen with confidence, with power, and with grace. I am inviting you to a personalized photo shoot at the studio with me. It is so much fun. So let's do this.